You don't need Netflix. You don't need cable. Hop on YouTube. Welcome to the hood table. Where we chop up locally, globally, been vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little. Get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. They addicted to the content. Gotta binge watch. If you don't like it, then you want to invite it. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation. Bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back and tell you sorry, try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Come on in, come on in. This is not going to be a long live today. I am actually in the middle of cooking dinner right now, cooking Sunday dinner, some cabbages with some smoked neck bones and cornbread. Whew, it smells good too. But anyway, come on in, everybody. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. As you can see from the title of the video, we are going to be discussing Queen Sugar. And yes, I'm a few days late. I am sorry. Matter of fact, the next episode comes on Tuesday. So I was like, ooh, let me hurry up and get this review out, because our other show that we're reviewing this season is Power. Raising Kanan, and that new episode came on at midnight for some who has the app, and it comes on today for everyone else. But that, of course, we're going to review tomorrow live, and it'll probably be around like 8 p.m. tomorrow. So if you haven't watched the newest episode of Power, Raising Kanan, make sure you check that out. But for now, we're going to be reviewing Queen Sugar. It is season 6 at this time. We are on episode 2, and it was called And Dream With Them Deeply. And as always, make sure you put your comments or your thoughts in the chat. If you come in after the video is over, put your comments or your thoughts or opinions in the comment section on what you are thinking about this episode or anything we've already discussed. And let me get a sip real quick before I get started. Nice and cold. Nice and cold. Now, I want to make sure that I am not freezing. Let me make sure I'm not freezing. Okay, I hope that's a little better. It looked like I might have been freezing a little bit, so I went out and came back in. So please let me know if I am still freezing. And let me just make sure I share this real quick on Facebook. Okay, I think we all good. So let's begin. Let's begin. Again, I'm going to try to keep this short because I am cooking Sunday dinner right now. As we saw last episode, you know, down at the vaccine drive, Prosper was hurt. A cop put his hands on him unnecessarily and caused him to fall back and hit his head on the concrete. From that, Prosper was in a medically induced coma from his fall, again, thanks to that asshole, a police officer. On Vi, she called his daughter, Billy, who lives in Chicago with her family, so that she can know about it and come down to see her, be with her father. But her daughter, Billy, she was extremely rude, wasn't she? Like, when she first came down there, I mean, she already seemed like she has, you know, something on her shoulder, some issues with the border loans, or at least on Vi. And on top of that, she couldn't understand why he was at the vaccine drive in the first place. Like, this man is just supposed to sit at home all day and night just because of his age. You know, Prosper, he wanted to be out there. He wanted to be out in the community, and he wanted to volunteer. That's the whole reason why he was out there helping Nova and everybody else. But the doctor suggested to Prosper's daughter some therapeutic hyperthermia treatment, which is something I think I might have heard about before. But anyway, that's supposed to like reduce your body temp all the way to 35 degrees and, help reduce, hopefully help reduce, some brain swelling in your brain. In Billy's absence, Aunt Vi was the one, she's the older of the Borderlones. And she's been knowing him for like 35 years. They've been friends for 35 years. So in Billy's absence, Aunt Vi, she was the one making like the medical decisions on Prosper's behalf because he has no other family there. But after hearing about this new treatment plan or that option, Billy demanded everything. Basically, she didn't want Aunt Vi to be there because she blamed her for everything. She blamed everything on the Borderlones, including why he was hurt, as if that was their fault. As a matter of fact, she demanded that not only Aunt Vi be removed from the visitors list, but the entire Bordelon family also be removed from the visitation list. And of course, we all know Aunt Vi. That did not sit right with her at all. That did not sit well with Aunt Vi, who again has known Prosper for over 35 years. And even though we know that Aunt Vi can be very vocal and somewhat overpowering at times, when it comes to other people's business or other people's decisions, such as her strongly disagreeing with Raw when he sent Blue to DC, up to that prestigious school. But anyway, Blue is doing awesome up there. And as far as Billy, where was she at during her father's last medical crisis? She was back home in Chicago, while the Borderlones, including Aunt Vi, was down there in St. Joe caring and supporting for her father. I don't know why she wasn't there. We actually don't know a lot about Billy, but we do know that she was not there the last time that he was sick. But anyway, while everyone was still in the hospital, Micah stepped out to make a phone call when that same police officer who hurt Prosper pushed Micah on the shoulder. He was like telling him to watch it. Micah wasn't even in his way. The officer was just kind of big and he needed the extra room, but still he had no business putting his hand on Prosper and immediately on Micah, and immediately Micah recognized him as being that same cop at the vaccine drive who had made Prosper fall, who had pushed him and made him fall. And then Micah started having flashbacks. Remember his incident that he had with the police? I guess it's easy to remember because Micah really doesn't get into that a lot. He doesn't bring that subject up a lot, but that was, pretty detrimental to Micah back then, him being so young. And that kind of set the tone for how he feels about policemen to this day. But yeah, he started having a flashback of his own incident when he was approached by Hollywood. And Micah, who again doesn't really share that incident with anyone, he did, however, share it with Isaiah. Now, Isaiah, how do y'all feel about Isaiah? I just don't know. Is it me, or does it seem like Isaiah? I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that right now. Sometimes I reach out on a limb, but I'm gonna wait another episode or so before I tell y'all what I'm thinking about this Isaiah. But for the meantime, Isaiah, he found out that Micah, had been through something in the past with a police officer. And he basically, told him, we here for you. Your brother's here for you. Because, Micah steps now. So he's like, your line brothers are here for you whenever you need to talk. But, yeah. When it comes to Prosper and how they treated him, I just hope that he at least gets some justice when it comes from the police brutality down there, because there's a lot of police brutality down there, from Micah to Prosper to we saw last season when it came to Raw and his son and those police officers along the road, that whole incident. Yeah. But anyway, moving right along. Darla is now 25 weeks pregnant. She is 25 weeks preggers and able to find out if she is having a boy or a girl. And according to the sonogram images, they are expecting a baby girl. But what's up with all these home births, y'all? Like, in almost every show that I've watched where there was a birth or a baby being delivered, or somebody just finding out that they're pregnant, they're like, we're having a baby at home. Nobody wants to deliver babies in the hospital anymore. And I'm like, is this just on TV or is this also in real life, due to the pandemic? I don't know, but I think I need to do some research on that because this is probably like the third or fourth show that I've seen where everybody wants to deliver their babies at home and, but anyway, Charlie, she was out in LA for a state senator candidacy meeting. She flew back to St. Joe as soon as she got word about Prosper. We saw how Micah gave her a call and told her what was going on. But before flying out, she was told by the political party that if she has any skeletons in her closet, she'll need to disclose them. And as we saw, Charlie said, there are no skeletons here. Now, that made me wonder if there are any skeletons in her closet that we are unaware of. I mean, we know a lot about Charlie's background, right? We know about her and Davis's first marriage, their relationship, his other women that he had on the side, his other children that he had on the side. But what else? Is there anything else that we are unaware of when it comes to Charlie? I think there will be. I really think there are going to be some skeletons that come out the closet. I'm just scared to find out what they are. But anyway, once back in St. Joe, Charlie ran into Billy at the hospital, who told her that she had limited her father's visitations. And what she told Charlie was that Aunt Vi has stepped out of line too many times when it comes to her father. So for that reason, the Bordelons are no longer welcome at the hospital. And it was quite evident that Billy still loves her father. She loves her father, but maybe there might be a little jealousy, from others who probably love her father even more than she does. Her Nova, she told her, Aunt Vi, since, we've been children. They all known each other since they've been children, right? And she said, she only wants the best for everyone, especially Prosper. And Billy responded, no, she thinks she knows what's best, telling her, what to do like she's a child or like a little girl. And she's always like, in everybody's business, and not everything revolves around the Bordelon. So what do y'all think about what she had to say about that? From Charlie and Billy's conversation, I got that Charlie believes that Billy is trying to control Prosper and the Bordelons, when Billy feels the exact opposite. And again, she feels like Aunt Vi and the Bordelons are always overstepping their boundaries. But again, we don't know a whole lot about Billy, who said that she did try to get her father to move in with her a long time ago, but he's always refused. So I don't know. Should we give like Billy this benefit of the doubt? We really don't know her. She claims that she's been trying to get her father to move in with her so that she could care for him, but Prosper didn't and still does not want to move away from his home in St. Joe Parish. But again, y'all let me know if y'all think we should give Billy some leeway, give her the benefit of the doubt. Because this episode, she has been a complete ass, almost bitch. But anyway, Charlie, unfortunately, she was not able to change Billy's mind about their family, but Nova was. And regardless of what real history Billy, her father, and Billy and Nova had together, for now, Prosper seems to be doing okay. Ralph Angel paid him a visit in the hospital where we could see Prosper was up and about. He was walking around. He was still, plugged up to the IVs and everything, but he was up and he seemed in better spirits. He really seems in better spirits from what we saw him, last time. But Prosper, who seems to be doing better, was also able to check out the sonogram pic of Ra and Darla's baby girl. Now, seeing that picture of their baby made Prosper wish he had spent maybe more time with his own daughter, to which Ra responded, "It ain't over till it's over, Mr. Prosper. You still got time." That ended up actually being a very emotional moment, for the two men. Prosper and Ra, they have a real close relationship, almost like a father-son relationship. Ra really looks up to him. Prosper was a really, really good friend, close friend of his father. So, Prosper has always looked up to him and looked at him as a father figure. And this time around, it's like Ra is giving that fatherly advice, like telling him, okay, you and your daughter, your relationship might not have been the greatest, but you still got time. Look, you could have been out of here from the fall. He was in a coma and everything, but it ain't your time yet. It ain't your time yet. And for a while, we saw it was touch and go for old Prosper. The doctors couldn't even promise his daughter nor the border loans that Prosper was going to pull through, from this particular incident. But thankfully he did. And I do believe that Prosper will be very influential on Ra's relationship with his new baby girl, being that from experience, Prosper might be able to get him some great advice from, raising a daughter and them having like a strained relationship. But anyway, I even see Rob might making him out to be the godfather. Do y'all think that might happen? Let me know. I really do think that he might name him as the godfather and have her there for the, the ritual and everything. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, well, not the last thing, almost the last thing. Nova and Dominic. Okay, y'all. Please tell me what y'all think about this storyline. Dominic, he's a cultural anthropologist. I have no idea what the hell that is, but it deals with culture and anthropology. Awesome. But he is a professor at Tulane. He's putting together a multimedia exhibit about the Black Northern migration from Tulane, which is Nova's alma mater. And come to find out, Loretta is not Dominic's wife. She's actually his sister. Nova thought all along that the two was a couple or that they was married, but Nova came to realize that when Dominic stopped by with a plate of food from Loretta, that they were in fact siblings. And the food that was dropped off, it was basically, to thank her for bringing them one of Aunt Pie's pies, when Dominic first moved in. Now, I think Dominic, when he was talking to her about the hashtag situation, I think Dominic gave Nova some great advice, which might be helpful. It might be even helpful to a lot of us who have some social media presence. Nova, she was a little down from the cancel Nova borderline hashtag, which has been circling around their community all day. And the advice that Dominic gave her was, when you are asking people to follow you, high expectations come with the territory. That's what he said. And that really hit home for me because, of course, I have social media presence. I got several YouTube channels. So, yeah, that was something to think about there. Now, this hashtag, of course, started behind the news of Nova being in a relationship with that cop, who, along with his fellow officers, had beaten that young man until he was paralyzed. That young man, who is still confined to a chair today, pointed a finger at Nova's boyfriend, who had lied to her of giving the final blows to the young man. Now, I don't know what's going on right now with Calvin, Nova's boyfriend. Last we saw, he turned himself in at the end of last season, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him ever since. But from the way Nova was acting at the end of last season, she still desires to be in a relationship with him. And that's where a lot of this is coming from. A lot of the hashtag cancel Nova, because of the fact that she was in a relationship with that man. And of course, their community is mostly a Black community. And Nova is always out there fighting for social justice, and she's always out there protesting for the rights of Black people. And then they find out that she was in a whole relationship with this man who had beaten on this young man when he was younger, and he is paralyzed. I think he's paralyzed from is it the waist down? I can't remember. I think it's the waist down. Yeah, he's paralyzed but regardless, neck down, waist down, So that's where the hashtag comes in. But back to this Dominic. Again, we haven't seen or heard anything about him. And then we meet Calvin. We haven't heard or seen anything about Calvin. And then we meet Dominic, who I believe, and again, y'all let me know what y'all think about Dominic, because I believe for some reason Dominic might be interested in our girl Nova. I don't know. It just seemed like And Nova might be interested in him too, but it just seemed like I was feeling something coming from Dominic when he was talking to Nova, when he was looking at Nova, giving her advice and everything. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that storyline. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was Hollywood and Aunt Vi. Now, this is a weird situation that's going on right now with them too, and I don't understand why. St. Joe News was stopping by the Real Spot to do a segment on Hollywood's newly opened establishment. At the spot, Hollywood also gave his nephew Micah a whole wall, for his photography. And while Micah was capturing photos of Hollywood's new joint, Hollywood was concerned about the whereabouts of Aunt Vi and why she was going to be late. Last episode, excuse me. Last episode, Aunt Vi, she was acting real sneaky, real suspicious when she had left those desserts at somebody's motel door and then took off. And I was trying to figure out who was it that she was delivering food to. And again, on this episode, she's at the same motel that she was at last week, but this time we got to see who she was visiting. Paula J. Parker, who a lot of y'all remember from Friday, okay? She is playing the part of Celine, who is new to St. Joe Parish. And Celine is a single mom. She has a 10-year-old son by the name of Gabrielle, or Gabriel. I say Gabriel because I have a niece named Gabrielle, but for a boy is Gabriel. And I guess Aunt Vi evidently has taken them underneath her wing. Celine and her son are held up at a motel to escape from Celine's husband, who I assume is very volatile, very violent. And Aunt Vi, she's actually the one paying for them to stay there. Aunt Vi, as we all know, she's been in Celine's place before. She's been there. She knows exactly what it's like trying to get away from abusive husband or get away from an abusive relationship. However, Celine's son, who keeps trying to contact his father, doesn't understand why at least he can't see or talk to his father. And because of that, Celine is really terrified that through her son, her husband might find out where they are. And that is why Aunt Vi decided to stay and eat dinner with them. But why is this something that she has to keep from everyone, including her own husband, Hollywood? Like, why did she have to lie to Hollywood, telling him she would be late because of a plumbing problem or a plumbing situation at the diner? She concocted this whole story about having plumbing issues at the diner. Why? I don't understand, but she told Hollywood she was going to be late. She never made it to the club, though. She never made it to the grand opening. She later went home where Hollywood was sitting, waiting to watch the news story, the segment of him being interviewed at his club. And again, I'm still trying to figure out the reason behind Aunt Vi being so secretive. If y'all have any ideas, please let me know. Because I'm like totally lost in the sauce there. But anyway, that is all I got on this particular episode. I hope y'all enjoyed the review and the episode. I hope y'all been enjoying the season. So far, we are still on episode 2, but I think it's starting off really good. There's been a lot of good things going on and a lot of bad things going on with all these different storylines. But I'm all here for it. And again, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. Stay safe, be blessed, remain vigilant at all times, and always remember to keep it hood. Bye.